So, welcome back, Guardians. Just a little bit of gameplay today. We're doing some Iron Banner. This is the zone control mode. Um, I don't know. I mean, kind of neutral about this. I don't hate it as much as some of the other. That was amazing. Um, I don't hate it as much as some of the other gameplay modes. Detonation, I think it was at one time. I don't know if that was ever an Iron Banner one. I can't stand that shit. But anyway, yeah. The thing about this mode, though, is that you're not going to get points for kills. Eliminating an opponent Guardian is more about reducing resistance when you're taking the spaces. Uh, it's a game of Go, this particular mode. So what you're needing to do is you need to funnel your opponent into sectors, get them interested in defending a certain area, and collecting them there so that you can actually take over the spaces behind them, and then eventually pinch them off and they can't do anything. Which is why the opponents on this game here are winning by a pretty decent margin, dude. That's a 24-point game right there. That's better than I would expect most early games to be. I mean, early as in like early in the day. But yeah, watching the opponent team working, that's exactly what they're doing. They're working. They're working together. There may be some people actually communicating on the other side, or they're just familiar enough with the mechanics of this particular mode and this particular map that they understand that. Like this guy here, Cancer, nice name. Um, he's been applying pressure in that outward zone the whole match. That's his spot. He's picked his spot, and he works that spot. And what he's doing is that he's keeping people from approaching Command Post C, or the he's restricting access. He's blocking opponents, and that's how you play this particular game. As opposed to, say, something like Basic Control or Clash, where your points are based mostly on kills, whether you command, one, two, or three posts or not, you will lose if you don't, maintain board control during control matches. Like, nobody was there for that fucking tether. I mean, it should have been obvious, right? You see a hunter charging a group of guardians. He knows he's not going to survive it. I knew I wasn't going to survive it, but I had enough opportunity to go ahead and actually get, a tether or two off, and nobody was there to fucking sweep up and take control of the spot. Because you're not getting points for the kills. Watch. I mean, it's obvious. It even says it in the tooltip, I believe. I mean, does it say it in the tooltip? Maybe it doesn't. Maybe I'm assuming logic and reasonability here. Okay. To win, score points than your opponent by capturing, defending the zones. There you go. Zone advantage. In the state when your team controls two zones, you gain 4 points at each interval. Yeah, there's nothing in here that says kill give you points. So, running around just murdering each other is not going to progress the game. It will end up in a losing state. And that's what the opponent wants. They want to lose. And just pick a spot and defend it. I mean, there's 6 of us. There are 3 command points, point opportunities. Objective markers, if you will, if you play tabletop games like I do. We could go 3 and 3 on, B and A, or we could go 2 for each if we really feel like we're badass enough, but I don't think this team is badass at all. But that's neither here nor there. So, let's see. Alright, and that's that. I'm going to get out of this lobby. So yeah, that's kind of really the frustration that I'm having with the game. It's not the fact that it's become too predictable. It's not that it's become less interesting, or that there isn't enough in the game to do, because there's tons in the game to do. There's no excuse to not play. It's really more about the fact that people just don't want to take the time to understand the nuances that Bungie has put into this game. and I find that to be sad. I find it to be disappointing, and that disappointment is a quit moment for me, by the way. So that's kind of basically all I want to share, is that if you're going to dump into a lobby, not everything in this game has to result in wiping the board out. Um, and I think that's where bounties come into conflict with gaming goals or with match goals. People load up with their bounties and they expect them to be fulfilled while they're in that matches. I have these and I know exactly where I'm going to take these. These are going to go straight to the fucking lost sector. But anyway, that's kind of all I really want to share. Just be aware of what the win cons are when you're doing a thing, and games like Control and capture points and all that stuff, games with matches with capture points in them and stuff, it's all about applying pressure and not necessarily needing to kill the opponent, but just get them to think a little bit differently about their actions. You're trying to control enemy movements. You're not trying to eliminate enemy movements. And that's kind of all I really got to say. So thanks for stopping by. Oh, one other thing I am going to do. I've decided that when it comes to PvP and Gambit, um, I'm going to give it 3 matches or 3 strikes. 3 losses and I quit. I'm done for the day. I don't need to fucking invest. Same goes for strikes. 3 strikes or Vanguard operations that take longer than 12 minutes, I'm done. That is 30 fucking 6 minutes. That is a half an hour plus of my time that you get from me. Basically, it's essentially it's coming down to playing for an hour, and then that's all, and just doing that a day, and if at all, because I have a feeling that I don't believe that I'll be playing next expansion at all. I didn't buy this year's expansion. Haven't bought any of the season passes yet because they just don't seem that interesting. Um, and it's not that I'm like disinterested in the game. I still like playing this game. I just don't feel it really commands every day for me anymore like it used to. I've been at it for 7 years. It could be It could partly be burnout, but I think that if I limit the amount of time that I play the game, I will probably start appreciating it when I do play the game more. Not necessarily absence making the heart grow fonder, but absence to give yourself time to reflect on what your goals are and what your win conditions are, and then staying to those pathways. Don't let yourself get influenced by other people's opinions. Don't let yourself become overrun by fear of missing out or deals that seem too good to pass up, like BOGOs, buy one get one free kind of shit. Bungie doesn't really offer that much that way. But anyway, that's enough of that rattling. So you guys go have fun. Thanks for stopping by.